Dear friend, thank you for being here today. Let me ask you something that no astrology book dares to explore. Have you ever loved someone so quietly that the silence left behind felt louder than any heartbreak? Or maybe, have you ever felt like a part of you disappeared the moment someone walked away and you couldn't explain why? If so, there's a chance you've encountered the most emotionally dangerous sign in the zodiac, Cancer. Yes, Cancer. The gentle one, the nurturing one, the soft light under the moon. But that's the illusion, isn't it? You see, most people think danger comes in loud voices and sudden storms. They expect it from Scorpio's intensity or Capricorn's cold ambition. But true danger, the kind that seeps into your soul and reshapes it, comes wrapped in gentleness. It whispers instead of shouts. It smiles while it walks away, and when it's gone, it takes the very air from your lungs. Cancer is not what you think. They are not the storm, they are the tide. Soft, steady, until they're gone. And when they leave, they don't just walk out of your life. They erase their energy from your world, and that's when you feel it. The cold, the void, the echo of something irreplaceable. Today, we're not here to talk about Cancer's kindness or their deep loyalty. We're here to go deeper, to open the sacred vault most never see, to uncover the 9 hidden signs that make Cancer the most dangerous zodiac sign, not because they seek to destroy, but because they love in a way the world doesn't know how to protect. And if you stay with me until the end, I promise, you'll not only understand why Cancer is unlike any other sign, you'll see why loving a Cancer is both a miracle and a test that not everyone survives. So make yourself comfortable, pour a warm cup of tea or your favorite coffee. Let your shoulders relax and your heart open just a little, because what you're about to hear isn't just a message, it's a mirror. And if you're ready, type in the comments. Cancer, the most dangerous sign no one dares to admit. Not just for me, but for every Cancer watching this right now who's loved too deeply, who's stayed too long, who's walked away too silently. Your voice matters, and someone out there needs to read your words today. Before we begin, don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you feel that pull in your chest right now, because that's not just curiosity. It's the universe telling you, this was meant for you. Now breathe in. Let's begin the journey. Because the final truth at the end of this video, the one about Cancer's silent disappearance, might be the one thing you've been needing to hear your whole life. We're not here today to talk about Cancer's tenderness, not the warmth in their voice, not the way they remember your coffee order or tuck away memories like sacred treasures. No, today, we're going deeper, into the shadows, into the parts no one ever dares to speak of. Because hidden beneath Cancer's gentle tides are depths darker than anyone expects. This is not about how Cancer loves. This is about what happens when that love is broken. We're diving into the 9 hidden truths that make Cancer the most emotionally dangerous sign in the entire zodiac. Not because they fight, not because they destroy, but because they vanish quietly, and when they do, you'll feel it in your soul. Are you ready to see what lies beneath the surface of the softest sign in astrology? Because once we begin, you may never look at Cancer the same way again. They say water gives life, but they forget it also drowns. When a Cancer loves you, it's not a sprinkle, it's not a stream, it's an ocean. A silent, sacred ocean that stretches farther than you can see and deeper than you'll ever be able to reach. They don't test the waters, they don't dip their toes. They dive, heart first, soul first. And when they do, they don't just love you, they wrap their entire world around you. Cancer doesn't love like others. They pour themselves into you with the same force the moon pulls the tides. It's ancient, it's cosmic, and it's terrifying. Because here's the part no one tells you. When you're loved by a Cancer, you're safe. But when you betray that love, you're lost. They won't scream. They won't beg. They'll just disappear. And suddenly, the ocean that once held you turns into silence. Still. Frozen. Like something sacred has been drained from your life. And it has. Because Cancer's love is not ordinary. It's divine. And when you take divinity for granted, the universe takes it back. You'll look around and wonder why the world feels colder, why no one laughs like they used to, why your favorite song doesn't hit the same way. You'll think you're fine, until you realize you were only ever whole when they were holding you. Cancer doesn't seek revenge. They don't want to hurt you, but they will leave. And when they do, they take your oxygen with them. Because the danger of Cancer is not in what they say, it's in what they make you feel. The love that once saved you now becomes the memory that haunts you. So if a Cancer gives you their heart, treat it like the rarest thing in the universe, because it is. And if you lose it, you'll spend lifetimes looking for that feeling again and never find it. Life lesson: don't play with the water just because it looks calm, because still waters run deep. And Cancer, they are the deepest of them all. It doesn't start with a fight. It doesn't start with a slammed door. It starts with silence. At first, it feels like a pause, a missed call, a delayed reply. Nothing big, nothing loud, but that's the trick, isn't it? Cancer doesn't need volume to say goodbye. They simply fade, a little less laughter, a little less light, until one day you realize they're gone, and they didn't even tell you. Because for Cancer, silence is not emptiness. It's a sacred boundary. It's the final line they draw, not with anger, but with absence. You'll look at your phone and realize the messages stopped coming, not because they forgot, but because they remembered who they are and who you weren't willing to be. There are no accusations, no dramatic exits, just space. Cold, vast, and echoing, like the inside of a heart that once beat for you and now doesn't. People think Cancer is weak because they cry, but what they don't understand is that the most dangerous version of Cancer doesn't cry. It goes quiet. And when that happens, it's not a reaction. It's a decision. They've already processed the pain. They've already forgiven you in their heart. They just no longer include you in its rhythm. And the most painful part? They leave the door open, but they never come back. You'll stand in the doorway one day, calling their name, but the echo? It'll only be yours. So what's the life lesson here? If a Cancer stops speaking to you, listen, not with your ears, with your soul, because their silence isn't asking for you to explain. It's telling you, you were heard, you were felt, you were loved, and now you are no longer allowed in. There's a place inside every Cancer that no one ever sees, a hidden realm, a private sanctuary, a kingdom made of silence, moonlight, and walls you cannot climb. And when Cancer is hurt, truly hurt, they retreat there, not to escape, but to survive. From the outside, they seem the same. They smile, they show up, they still ask how you slept, if you've eaten, if you're okay. But something's different. Something's missing. You won't notice it at first, because Cancer doesn't slam emotional doors. They close them slowly, gently, almost lovingly. But once it's shut, you're no longer inside. Their laughter still echoes, but it no longer reaches you. Their gaze crosses the room, but never lands where it used to. They hold conversations, but their soul is elsewhere, far beyond the horizon of your understanding. And what makes it so dangerous is this: they won't tell you they've gone. They won't explain, because they're not punishing you. They're protecting themselves. The most sacred parts of a Cancer are not for everyone. They are kept in a secret temple guarded by pain, memory, and the moon itself. And when you wound them deeply enough, they walk into that temple and lock the door from the inside. You'll stand outside that invisible gate, knocking, begging, remembering what it felt like to be let in. But all you'll hear is the sound of your own regret, because Cancer's love is a sanctuary, and once you prove you cannot honor it, you'll never be allowed back. Cancer doesn't need evidence. They don't wait for you to confess, because long before the truth comes out, they already know. It's not a guess. It's not paranoia. It's something deeper, a sacred intuition, woven into the very fabric of who they are. They feel your energy before you speak. They catch the crack in your voice, the flicker in your eyes, the pause you didn't mean to take. And while others may ask questions, demand answers, chase the truth, Cancer doesn't chase, they observe, they sit in silence and feel everything. You may think you've hidden it well, you may believe your secret is safe, but inside, Cancer has already started the process of letting go, not with anger, not with rage, but with that same chilling grace they carry when their heart breaks. They stop asking, they stop checking, they stop trying, not because they no longer care, but because they've already seen what you haven't admitted. And that's the most dangerous thing about Cancer. You can lie to their face, but never to their soul. They won't confront you, they won't explode, they'll simply vanish while you're still rehearsing your excuses. And by the time you realize they're gone, by the time you feel the emptiness where their love once lived, they're already standing in the next chapter of their life, one you no longer belong to. Because Cancer doesn't need to prove you wrong, they just need to feel right in their own spirit. And when that spirit whispers, "It's time," they listen, even if you never did. There's something haunting about a Cancer's smile. It's soft, reassuring, safe. But behind that gentle curve of the lips, there is a storm. You see, Cancer is a master of disguise. They've learned that the world doesn't always know what to do with their pain. So instead of showing it, they carry it. Quietly, gracefully, completely alone. They'll ask if you're okay, even when their chest feels like it's collapsing. They'll bring you comfort, even when they haven't slept in days. They'll laugh at your jokes, while silently bleeding inside. Because that's how Cancer survives, by making sure everyone else is okay, even if they're falling apart. And here's where the danger lies. No one notices, not until it's too late. By the time you sense something's wrong, the damage has already been done. Their soul has cracked in places you'll never see. And that smile you loved so much? It becomes a mask, one they've worn for far too long. And when it finally slips, when the tears come, not as a moment but as a quiet collapse, the world around them shatters, not because they were weak, but because no one thought to ask if they were strong for too long. Cancer doesn't cry in public, they cry in silence, in the dark, in spaces where no one knocks and no one notices. But make no mistake, when they finally break, it's not a crack, it's an earthquake. So if someone you love always shows up with a smile, don't assume they're okay, especially if they're a Cancer, because behind that light might be a storm no one's ever dared to walk through. No one is more loyal than a Cancer. When they love you, they don't just show up. They stand guard at the gate of your soul. They remember your quiet victories. They defend you in rooms where your name is whispered with doubt. They carry your burdens, even when they're already drowning in their own. Cancer's loyalty is legendary, but it is not unlimited, because once they begin to feel unappreciated, once the love they pour out is met with silence, with selfishness, with absence, they don't complain, they don't accuse, they freeze. And that's the part that breaks you. Because the same Cancer who once made your world feel alive now moves through it like a ghost. They still reply, they're still polite, but their light? Gone, switched off. And you won't realize how cold your life has become until you remember how warm it used to be with them in it. You see, Cancer doesn't punish, they detach. They quietly retract every piece of themselves they once gave to you, not to hurt you, but to heal themselves. And the worst part, they do it with so much grace. You don't even realize it's happening until the warmth is completely gone. You'll stand in the middle of your own life and feel the chill of someone who once loved you like home, but now treats you like weather. Life with a Cancer was sunlight, and now it's winter. Not cruel, just distant. Because once a Cancer decides you no longer see their worth, they'll make sure you never feel their warmth again. Some people leave with noise, with doors slamming, with tears, and final words screamed through clenched teeth. Cancer doesn't. They leave, like the tide pulling back into the ocean. Quiet. Invisible. Final. There's no warning, no announcement. Just an empty space where a universe used to live. One morning, you'll wake up, Reach for your phone, check your messages, glance at the place they always sat, and realize they're gone. No argument, no explanation, just absence, as if the air itself shifted, and your lungs forgot how to breathe. And the most terrifying part? You knew. Somewhere deep down you knew, but you ignored the signs. You dismissed the pauses, the quiet withdrawal, the energy slipping away like sand through fingers. Because Cancer doesn't leave to hurt you, they leave when they've hurt for too long. They leave when every part of their spirit has whispered, "You're not safe here anymore." Dow. And when they finally go, it's not with drama, it's with dignity, the kind that echoes louder than any scream. You'll replay every conversation. You'll scroll back through old messages. You'll beg the universe for a clue, a hint, a crack in the silence. But you won't find one, because they didn't leave a door open. They evaporated, and the echo they leave behind, it'll live in your chest forever. A constant reminder that you once held something sacred and didn't even know it until it was gone. There's something unnerving about the way a Cancer looks at you, not just at your face, not your words, but your soul, because Cancer doesn't fall in love with masks, they fall in love with truth, even the kind you're afraid to show, even the kind you haven't accepted in yourself yet. They see the light you hide, they feel the pain you carry, they recognize the parts of you that no one else has ever stayed long enough to witness, and they don't run. In their presence you feel known, held, understood, in a way that feels impossible. Because Cancer has this gift, to reflect you back to yourself, not the version you pretend to be, but the raw, unedited, sacred you. And when they love you, they love that version fully, deeply, without fear. But here's the dangerous part. If you lie, if you betray that truth, if you take their love for granted, they don't attack you. They just show you who you really are. They hold up a mirror, and what you see in it? It's not always beautiful, because when a Cancer reflects your truth, it's not with cruelty, but with clarity. They whisper the things you hoped no one would ever say, the secrets you buried, the flaws you denied, the choices you regret, and somehow their silence cuts deeper than any accusation, because it's not meant to punish, it's meant to awaken. But be warned, that moment will haunt you, not because they exposed you to the world, but because they made you face yourself, and you'll never unsee what they showed you. Cancer doesn't seek power, but if they choose to reflect your soul, be ready, because they will love the truth even when you don't. Cancer doesn't need to try. They don't chase the spotlight, they are the light, not loud, not demanding, but warm, healing, magnetic. There's a kind of glow that comes from a soul that's deeply connected to itself. And Cancer carries that glow effortlessly. It's in the way they care, the way they listen, the way they love without keeping score. But here's the dark truth. Not everyone can handle that kind of light. Some admire it, others fear it, because when you stand beside a Cancer, you either rise with them or you shrink. And those who are too afraid to grow, they'll try to dim Cancer's fire. They'll call them too sensitive, too emotional, too much. But what they really mean is, I don't know how to feel safe next to someone who refuses to shrink themselves. And if Cancer isn't careful, they'll start to believe those voices. They'll silence their intuition. They'll doubt their worth. They'll hide their gifts just to make others comfortable. Until one day, they remember. They remember the moon in their blood, the ocean in their soul, the softness that is not weakness but wisdom. They remember they were never meant to be small. They were meant to rise, to nurture, to radiate. And when that moment comes, when Cancer reclaims their light, nothing and no one can stop them. Because that glow, it's not decoration. It's divine. And those who once tried to dim it, they'll be blinded by the brilliance they couldn't break. Cancer isn't dangerous because they want to harm anyone. They're dangerous because they love. With a depth this world rarely understands. They give from the soul. They nurture, protect, carry, and believe even when they're breaking inside. And when they leave, they don't just walk away. They disappear like a dream you should have held on to tighter, taking with them the only kind of love that ever truly saw you. Dear Cancer, if you're listening right now, I want you to know you are not too sensitive. You are not too much. You are not weak. You are profound. Your heart is a galaxy. Your silence is sacred. And your love is the kind of magic people spend their whole lives searching for. But I also want you to remember something else. Not everyone deserves access to your light. Not everyone is meant to walk inside your ocean. And it's okay, more than okay, to protect your peace, even if it means walking away without a sound. Because true strength is not how loud you are, it's how deeply you love, how quietly you heal, and how gracefully you choose yourself again and again. And to those who've ever loved a Cancer and lost them, know this: you didn't lose them because they stopped loving. You lost them because you didn't see how deeply they were loving you until it was too late. Here's what you can take with you from this video today. If someone in your life carry quiet strength, honor it. If someone gives without asking in return, don't let them become invisible. And if you are a Cancer, please never shrink to fit into spaces not meant for your ocean-sized soul. You are allowed to be deep, to be soft, to be sacred, because this world needs more of that now more than ever. If this video touched your heart today, let it be the beginning of something deeper. Leave a comment below and say, I am a Cancer, and I will not apologize for loving deeply. Like this video if you've ever felt like you had to disappear just to be understood. Subscribe to join this journey of awakening, healing, and reclaiming your divine energy. Your energy matters here. Your truth is safe here. And this space was made for souls like yours, sensitive, powerful, radiant. If you'd like to support the channel and help spread this message of hope and healing across the world, you can now send a super thanks. Every gesture, big or small, helps this light reach further and keeps this sacred space alive for those who need it most. Don't forget to check the description below for a special free gift just for you. It's a small token of love from the universe, straight to your inbox. And in the next video, we'll be diving into something just as powerful, the signs that the universe is aligning your destiny, even when everything feels like it's falling apart. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. But for now, breathe, rest, and remember, you deserve joy. You deserve abundance. You deserve a life that feels like home. So tell me in the comments what part of today's video hit you the hardest. Or is there a topic about your zodiac sign, your healing journey, or your energy you'd love us to explore next? Let me know below. Because this channel is not just a broadcast, it's a soul family, and I can't wait to grow with you. Thank you for being here. You are loved, you are rising, and your light is just getting started. Until next time, dear soul, stay radiant, and I'll see you in the stars.